panel of judges, ladies and gentlemen. We are petroleum geology and sedimentology students of ABUBAKAR, TAFEWA, BALEWA University, Bauchi, and together we make up the 2019 NAPE-BEC team of our school. My name is Emanuela Adikini.
Right, madam.
And I'll be making this presentation on behalf of my team. This is the outline of our presentation. And the aim of this study is to evaluate the hydrocarbon potential of the XYZ field. We wanted to understand the geological evolution of the area, confirm the presence of a working petroleum system, identify the elements, evaluate the reservoir properties of identified prospects, quantify hydrocarbon volume, assess associated risks, and recommend well locations. So upon receipt of the data set, we did a depth study of the Niger Delta Basin in which our field is located. And then we ran quality checks on the data. We also did well data evaluation, well to seismic type, seismic interpretation, and then we integrated our core and pressure data. We identified and evaluated two prospects, and we prepared our reports. So the Niger Delta Basin is located in the western part of Africa, in southern Nigeria, and it continues offshore into the Atlantic. These paleogeographic maps show the evolution of the Niger Delta Basin through geologic time, and it's related to the splitting of the South American and African plates in the Jurassic, and this shows the current location of the two continents. And the Niger Delta Basin is located on the western part of the African continent. The basin is related to the Benue Trough, and the Benue Trough was formed as a field arm of the Rift Triple Junction associated with the opening up of the South Atlantic. And the Niger Delta Basin is a very prolific hydrocarbon province, and this map shows the numerous oil and gas fields, and both onshore and offshore. Also, after rifting, then gravity tectonics. We have bruce faulting in Niger Delta Basin. Bruce faults as well as rollover anticlines and synthetic and antiseptic faults formed as a result of the shale diaparism of the Akata shales, resulted in broad faults which are seen the positional with the Agbada formation. So the petroleum system of the Niger Delta Basin is the tertiary Akata-Agbada petroleum system, in which the primary source rock are the Akata shales, and then the reservoir rock is the Agbada sands and also the turbidite sands of the upper Akata. We also have the trapping mechanism as the bruce fault closures and also rollover anticlines. Then the seal rock are the clay sequences within the Agbada formation, and in the field that we're looking at, we actually have a regional seal across the seismic section, and also primary and secondary migration through the gross faults. So the XYZ field is located in the central part of OML 5000 shallow offshore environment. The data sets we're given contain field summary, seismic volume, well data from 22 wells, and also core photographs. But we found that the seismic section and the wells were not falling within the same area. So the seismic survey was given, and then wells from probably another field was given, and so we're not able to tie the wells to the seismic because we cannot reasonably expect reservoirs identified on the seismic to also extend to the well area because of the scale of the seismic section and that of the wells. They are not the same. The seismic section is actually covers a large area. So we did interpretation of the geology. We marked out the regional seal across, and also we identified the numerous faults. We picked the major faults crisscrossing the area, the gross faults, and also we identified 2 prospects based on the direct hydrocarbon indicators. We also attempted a well to seismic tie. Even though the wells were not within the seismic survey, we used the closest well to the seismic survey to do a well to seismic tie, and it correlates quite nicely. Then we did a correlation of our well logs based on the gamma ray signature. Based on gamma ray signature, we marked out areas of low gamma ray as sands. We used the gamma rays to interpret lithology. And this is the top in purple of the ABC reservoir. And from our pressure data, we are able to identify the pressure. The steep curve of the pressure depth plot indicates gas being present, and also our resistivity logs indicate the presence of hydrocarbon at this level. Also, we correlated wells A15 and wells B1 using a mudstone seismic marker which could be traced across the wells. The mudstone at 2,847 feet to 3,477 feet, and we could also see it on our core photographs. And then we picked the top P0.5 reservoir at 3,478 feet, and also this photographs show the reservoir section, and you can see the quartz grains in the reservoir section, which indicates a good reservoir. Also, we could see the presence of hydrocarbon on our cores. The reservoir section starts here, and then we see the oil stains on the core photographs. So this area could probably be occupied by gas, then oil, and then water. And then we can see the coarsening upward sequence. We have finer grain sediments here, and then coarser grain sediments. We attempted to interpret the gross depositional environment from the gamma ray logs. We're able to identify a coarsening upward sequence in our reservoir of interest, and it's pretty much the same across the field, where we have cycles of coarsening upward sequences being deposited. We have mudstones at the base, and then quartz sandstones at the top, and can also be seen on the core photographs. We have finer grain sediments and then coarser grain sediments at the top. And also we interpreted the environment as an upper surface environment based on OZIGO 2014, where we have finer sediments and also the cycles. We have repeating cycles of sedimentation from fine grain to coarse grain sediments. Like I mentioned earlier, we identified prospects on our seismic section, but we're not able to relate them to the wells because the wells do not fall within that same area. So we used direct hydrocarbon indicators to identify our prospects. We were able to mark out the top of the sands which contain hydrocarbon using the bright spots that showed up on the seismic section. And this bright spot is because of the low acoustic impedance at that region induced by the presence of hydrocarbon, because the hydrocarbon presence lowers the density of the rocks, and so it shows up as a blue bright spot, which is a a trough indicating reduction in acoustic impedance. We mark the top of the prospect, and also we could identify a fluid contact which runs horizontally across regardless of the inclination of the reservoir. So we identify the onions prospect and also the pepper prospect, and the trapping style is a growth fault on one side and then the rollover anticline on the other side, trapping the hydrocarbon. We are also able to identify the migratory pathway of the pepper prospect, and we could see deeper traps being filled to steel, and then the hydrocarbon migrate further upward and then is being trapped at the pepper prospect. So we made a surface, we tracked the top of the onion prospect, and we made a surface. Also, we extracted seismic amplitude attributes for the onion prospect, and based on the blue, we can see blue here, which indicates a trough, a low acoustic impedance, which indicates the presence of hydrocarbon. And then we interpreted the faults bounding the reservoir on one side, and we also have anesthetic and synthetic faults crisscrossing the reservoir, but they are not compartmentalizing because we see the fluid contact continuing straight across without any termination or discontinuity. Also, we extracted variance attributes for the onion prospect, whereby we can see the areas in red, which indicates faults or discontinuities, and these faults bound the reservoir almost completely on all sides. The same as variance attribute, but without the surface, so we can see the faulting pattern. And then we made a thickness map from the top of the onion prospect to the fluid contact. Although this thickness is in time, but we can see here the purple indicates a higher thickness, and we recommend that wells should be drilled here in order to properly get a higher thickness to evaluate the reservoir. And then we also map the surface, the top of the pepper prospect, using seismic amplitude attributes, also blue indicating a low acoustic impedance, which indicates the presence of hydrocarbon. We also map the faults. We can also see the faults again bounding the reservoir on one side and also crisscrossing. And we extracted various attributes for the pepper prospect, and we can see the faults in red bounding the reservoir. We made a thickness map also in time from the top of the pepper prospect to the fluid contact. So in summary, we were able to understand the geological evolution of the area, and we confirmed the presence of a working petroleum system. We recommend that wells be drilled at this location and this location in order to obtain well information that will give a better understanding of the field. These are our references, and thank you for listening.